Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to another TSL Show Live. And before I start off with any more of the introductions, the ladies of Atlanta are, child, it's becoming a lot. On screen and off screen, there's been a lot of things that have happened over the past, I'm going to say 2 weeks
hmm
that have happened off camera. Off of Real Housewives of Atlanta that has been brought to some of the ladies' attention. So there's like a real big thing going on with Marlo and Candy right now, which we'll be addressing a little bit later. So I can just go ahead and add that in after when we talk to it. A lot of people are starting to hate Sanya, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. It's a lot in. Girl, I'm just hoping that. I'm not hoping. I know that when this season reunion comes, it's gonna be a lot. You know, Bravo like giving out 3 parts reunions to shows that don't need 3 parts reunions, but I feel like we can itch for a 4 with the way the season is going and how things are going off camera.
Oh, God. They getting messy.
Girl, very much so. Real messy. I mean, they say Kenya said Marlo said some pretty damaging things on the show, but she's just like still trying to make it a thing off the show. And I don't know. I ain't gonna say we, but I know I got a few things that I want to say about this whole ordeal that's going on. But yes, so shout out to Bravo for being consistent because Real Housewives of Atlanta has finally reached over into the 1 million viewers tuning in on Sunday, which a lot of people was doubting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta like pretty badly.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about they're not going to reach the views, they're not going to get the numbers, and once again, Atlanta is pulling out strong, and they're starting to accumulate the stuff. And now a lot of people are really starting to like this season of Atlanta.
Uh-huh. I mean, as far as I can see, like I was all the way Team Marlo, but we'll talk about that when we get there later. But I'm hoping she can win me back over. Right now, the last couple episodes, I haven't been feeling her at all. At all.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it, and I'll tell you some of the other stuff. I mean, me and you talked over the phone about it, but we'll talk about it again so they can have a general idea of what's taking place off camera. But the episode starts off with Kenya and Drew meeting up, and Drew talks about her stuff with Sanya. So let's go. Oh, excuse me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the clip.
Mm-hmm. Now you want me to be around men that's got a thing that can control my puss? Right. Like, how is that appropriate? Sonya's was going off.
Yes.
She was complaining to Ross, like, okay, it's enough. But I'm sure you don't really care about that right now.
I mean, well, the big deal for me was like, if we're all here to support Candy and we're being positive, I just felt like I was completely sideswiped the last night with my friend Sonya. I really don't feel like there's a real issue, or at least that she was able to communicate.
Listen, we went for a walk and she talked about dropping with Drew. I think maybe with other chatter, she started to
now have a mind of her own.
Well, not.
That's the vibes I get. It's a little fake, and I feel like she's not being loyal.
You know, she's having a photo shoot for her Mommy Nation. So
were you invited?
Did she invite you? Yeah.
She invited me.
She did. Are you going?
And then she uninvited me.
Why?
She sent me a text message that said that she felt like the photo shoot would not be the right place for us to have the conversation. so we would plan another time to get together. I don't even know what to make of this. I want to support her.
I don't know what it's about. She didn't really tell me. She just said Mommy Nation.
And I don't know what Mommy Nation
clothing,
is.
maybe?
Anything you're doing, I'm not going to shut it down. I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
That's what friends do, and I just don't feel like she's being a friend to me. One thing before you leave.
Tell me.
Can you unblock me on Instagram?
Wait. Can you unblock me on Instagram? Child. But go ahead.
Sandy's been catching a lot of slack between it started off this last episode, but it definitely carried over to this episode. She's been getting a lot of slack from the viewers. People have been feeling like Sanya is switching on Drew, and I want to say that I don't want to say these fans are gullible, but they watch the show and nothing else but the show.
Yeah, I didn't start applying to jobs in my yet.
So I don't really think that they get they don't get the clear understanding, like we do, the work.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So the only thing that I have to say about this whole ordeal with Drew and Sanya is I understand what Sanya was doing because this is an event, and I feel like this. I mean, it wasn't really necessarily an event. It was an event, but it was personally Sanya's stuff. Like this is something this is Sanya's thing. So I do understand where Sanya is coming from as far as her saying that she wanted to, just invite her just because the last time they had talked, it was already a rocky situation. So she didn't want to carry that over into them having like a photo shoot and stuff like that. Because things like that is time and money. And if you go whatever time frame that you have, you gotta either pay for the extra time or you gotta pack up, and then that's a whole nother thing for you having to try to find reshoots and stuff like that if your photos don't go the way that they want to. So I will say that I do understand Sanya's delivery. I just really want Drew to stop trying to imply that they are friends. And I hate that a lot of people do this because being friends and building a friendship is two different things. It's two completely different things. Like, in order for you to be friends, time has to be put in. They hung out on, I want to say, Sanya said 3 different occasions on Candy's YouTube channel, which is, I want to say Candy Speak on it. So, and if you guys didn't see that, our last episode for episode 4 review, I had that clip in there of her explaining it. But she said they hung out 3 times. So I really would like for Drew to stop trying to give off the implication that they are friends, because you guys are not friends. You guys are building a friendship. So that was really my only thought on the whole scene.
Okay. Yeah, well, I just felt like she was good enough for her to call after she totaled her vehicle this season. But, hey, like you said, you gotta put in time to have a friendship.
You said what happened?
I said, like you said, they gotta put in time to have a friendship.
Yeah, friendships and building a friendship is 2 different things. And then a lot of people also feel like, well, not a lot of people, but she personally feels like Drew's been acting. I don't think Drew is acting per se.
Yes.
I just think that Drew was really extra with her responses. But that's why I was just saying, you have to build, you have to have time in order to be friends. You have to be able to know that person. So when stuff like this happens, you don't really get too offended of it, because I really think that it's not that big of a deal for Sanya to be really upset with Drew, because they don't really know each other like that. So But as far as the viewers, I really hate that people give the newbies a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, don't bring Sanya back. We don't need her coming back anymore. Like, make this her last season and stuff like that. And it's only 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
give her a chance.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Drew last year. Like, don't bring Drew back. He's not.
Well.
And then now people are like, Drew a little bit.
Well, I still love Drew. I love Drew. Ever since last season when she came on, I love her. I thought she was a great add to the cast. I mean, she's not as well. She is. She does get sassy, like with some ladies, but I think more like she's more sweet, like a sweetheart. I really like Drew. She reminds you of like a younger Cynthia.
You
said what? I can't hear you.
I said I ain't gonna say she no younger Cynthia, but
she alright to me.
I just feel like they need to let people get a chance to need to let people get a chance. Like, they can't just overly just want to throw people out.
To be honest, I felt the same way. I think Sanya, she should just go. She's boring to me.
I don't think so. They do it with a lot of people, and then a lot of the people that they actually like do it to, they actually become like for instance,
Hello?
Yeah, for instance, they did it with Sutton. Sutton was around for the first season. They hated Sutton, and then 3 seasons later, everybody loved Sutton.
I feel what you're saying, but she just don't give it.
I just think that we need to like give it a few times. You know, like how like Eva had good moments, but they weren't like too good moments. And then they gave her the boot. Like we got to see Eva 3 times, but the 2 times that she was the main housewife, she really wasn't given what she was supposed to give. So it was like kind of like, all right, well, thanks, but no thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing we had was Sanya's photo shoot. I didn't record the scene because nothing really happened too much on that scene. I just wanted to I just got pictures of it. They really didn't do too much. They just talked about they talked about her disinviting Drew.
Right.
And Sanya basically stated how she wanted to be in a she didn't want it to happen there. She would rather it happen where she could pull her off to the side and have a side conversation. But that really was it. I got pictures of it, so we'll just look through the pictures real quick, and then we'll just move on to the next scene. Saying it had a Mommy Nation. I want to say she said it was like a
Design. Visit AvalonFlooring.com.
I want to say maybe it was like a podcast. And she was like that. It branches off to like a lot of different things. Like she partnered up with a lot of people, so a lot of moms or whatever have a way of making revenue. Stay-at-home moms or whatever their current situations are, which I do think is pretty dope. So she just wanted to have some representations of, I guess, bomb moms there, as I would say. And they was just basically there helping her take photos for her merch that she was putting up Black Friday. So pretty simple. I mean, would you guys get it being that you guys are mommy honest?
You said what?
Okay, would you guys buy any of the merch being that your mommy honors? Would you buy your
I
mommy?
would never buy. I wouldn't buy merch from Nene. I don't see why I would buy merch from Sanya.
Would you buy get a mug, a robe, a
No,
two-piece sweatsuit?
she got it. No thanks. I could do that. Buy a T-shirt. Go to whatever and print out a T-shirt at the mall and then put Mommy Nation on it. Like, girl, bye. You're not about to get no money off me.
What about you, so special? You in the business of supporting Black women, or Black people in general? Would you get you a mug to drink your morning coffee? You know, you're a little coffee girl.
Yeah, I give you a mug.
A little robe.
She should have came out with a mug that says "Suck your mother."
I'm cracking up.
All right, so the very next scene we have is basically we are starting to get into the drama aspects of things. We are starting to dive more into seeing like the beefs are starting to brew. So we're really about to talk about Sanya and Drew both talking about each other. Sanya was talking to Drew, talking about Drew to her mom, and Drew was talking about Sanya to Marla.
That she didn't think that her photo shoot would be a good place for us to have our talk.
I know I'm not a mom, but just to know she didn't invite you, but why Kenya and Candy? Is it because of followers? They have more publicity?
Thank you. I have been a good friend, and I just feel like she did a flip.
I invited the ladies to come to the cooking class. So I text the whole group, everybody, and Drew, good morning, ladies. Thanks for the invite, Sanya. It does sound yummy and fun, but based on your text to me yesterday, I don't think it would be a good idea for me to come. I feel like she's making more drama.
So how do you not want me at your photo shoot? And then the next day, you say, good morning, ladies, blah, 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 I'm having this come. And it's like nothing happened. That to me is fake. And I don't do fake. I can't do fake. It's not in my body, in my soul, in my spirit to do fake.
So if you feel that way, you go there and you be on your best behavior.
They want to fight about this, fight about that. She can go ahead and do that.
Don't make Drew get under your skin, because Drew don't want none of this.
Yeah, she talking shit
Don't
about
want
me.
none. Drew don't want none.
Girl,
My grandma.
Drew, get under your skin. Drew don't want none.
None.
Drew don't want none. Suck your mother, Drew. Suck your mother.
Oh, the clock. I need to stop.
Oh, I love Drew's mom.
Me too. No,
I
that's
like-
not
Sanya's.
Sanya's
Yeah.
mom. Sorry, I love Sanya's mom. I feel like we just had got we had just got a Caribbean version of Mama. Mama.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that.
I just feel like we got a Caribbean version of Mama Joyce on the scene.
Yes.
I love her mom. But
I understand where Drew was coming from, though. Like,
I'm not saying that.
can you hear
Like,
me?
you
Oh,
know,
sorry.
just invite me and then invite me the next day as if I'm gonna like show up. Like, no, girl, like keep that same energy.
Yep, I agree.
But Drew didn't keep that same energy because why would you show up?
I mean,
Did she?
yeah, she did
Drew
show-
said she wasn't going to go in a text, and then she shows up late anyway. So it's like, come on now.
not somebody talking about Drew's corny. I'm screaming. You don't like Drew? I'm screaming, not Drew's corny.
Oh my gosh, y'all see that? I'm out this.
What I was about to say. I mean, personally, me, I feel like I do low key get where she's coming from, but like I wouldn't like this is business. Like they're starting to blur business and personal. Like you took that personally. I'm like we all know how this stuff go, especially like
So why
when
didn't she invite her though? Why did she cancel the invite for her to come
she
to the
didn't
photo
cancel
shoot?
it. She canceled the invite for Drew to go to the Mommy Nation's photo shoot
Yeah, why?
because
Right, because it's still a work thing, regardless. Like you said, business. If they're still filming, so at the end of the day, we all working together. So you could have just said, "All right, I don't want to have no types of conversation, like drama conversation here, not just invite the girl." Like I don't know.
I like me personally. I felt like I feel like she did this as of like business wise. I felt like she didn't want like that to overshadow the whole, ordeal of what this photo shoot was for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was saying like they're mixing business and personal, like stuff like that. I wouldn't really take heed to. Like she's done it in the group text, which basically is for the group, so you know that this is something that you're filming. So I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have gone because it's something that you guys are filming, and then it just adds on to it. So it's like avoiding conflict, but not avoiding at the same time. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Like if you guys would rather just get this done and out the way, then girl, just go to it, have a conversation, and then let's let that be the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like I feel like she took it a little too personal, even though her feelings are valid. Like you shouldn't have invited me if you just had disinvited me.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we can go ahead and talk about so Stephanie's favorite girl. Play the clip with her scene. I would rather skip over her. I'm gonna give her the same time of day as everybody else. But the main thing is, and I can't wait for us to talk about it because I want to get a woman's perspective on this.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the question is, does Sheree have a pattern?
Mm-hmm.
A pattern, and I'll say it as in a pattern. I mean, like as of the men that she dates.
London Bridge is falling down.
So let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I want to say to you, seriously. I feel, Sheree, that you really do like Tyrone.
I do.
I pay attention being an Aquarius. I know you are hurt. And I'm not judging you, but I just want to get there and understand where you're at. And I'm just shocked for you to be sitting there looking like a brown Barbie, and you're waiting in dirty-ass Philly for Tyrone, who stood you up. Where are you?
I am a hopeless romantic, and I give people the benefit of the doubt more than I should.
That part.
I know that he loves me, and I think
How do
that...
you know that? How you just said, I know he loves me. How do we know? If your baby girl came to you and said, Mama, I know he stood me up from meeting you, but I know he loves me, what would you say to her?
Okay, now you make me feel real crazy. I don't think they would even put up with... They're probably really surprised that their mom is putting up with this.
You deserve more.
I don't know.
Block his number.
I can't say that I'm ready to walk away. When I tell you,
you have to. You said it. He left you sitting outside a fucking restaurant like you were no one. People have sent me your picture. I can Google that.
Oh, I look sad as Donna.
Sad as I don't want to make you feel bad. I don't. God knows I don't. Just love yourself. What is it? You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's okay.
Why did I let somebody take me to this place where I just feel unworthy or unloved? And it's like a wake-up call. And guess what? I'm up.
I'm gonna cry. You can cry. It's okay to cry. This is my last time having this talk with you. I'm not gonna judge you.
No, don't be mad after that.
I don't think that Sheree has a pattern. I just, oh man, that was sad. That clip was sad. I don't think she necessarily has a pattern because, like, how's that a pattern? What's the pattern?
I'm
Because
just I'm just saying, like, both times that she was on the show, it
Mhm.
was her and her husband, and then it was her and this guy here. But I was saying that because like this stuff happened, and then the very first scene, like she was in the house and she was talking about like how she hasn't really been wanting to show her face or how she hasn't gone anywhere since that like has happened. And then right before this, because backstory, um,
This is boring.
Sheree had um, basically Marlo and Kenya were supposed to set the event up, and when they set the event up, Kenya couldn't make it. So Marla was calling Sheree, and Sheree was still walking around in her house, like, oh, like she's a little upset. Like she's still like she doesn't want to show her face. Like she was in there eating a bag of Lay's steak, potatoes, sea salt chips.
Mhm.
Like, and she was talking about it, but I was saying, like, do she have a pattern? Because like this is the second time where you see the red flags,
Mhm.
and like you just heard her. Sheree was like, Marla was like, leave him alone. He's no good for you. Like that right there was good enough for you to see. And she was like, I might, but don't get mad at me if I don't. Like, girl, you ain't get no D from him. Y'all obviously ain't been on a date because he can't go 100 feet away from the halfway house. So unless he's spitting games through through headphones that got your hoo ha vibrating like the 4th of July,
Right.
what ties do you hold to him? Like I
I
don't
think
want to.
she's storyline though. Like, I'm not really sure this Tyrone thing is really serious. I had sent you like an article about like the whole thing with them going on a date, and she knew beforehand that he wasn't gonna be able to go, and they said Bravo set up that scene like that anyway. So I really don't think Tyrone is a serious thing. I think Sheree right now is just grasping at straws so she could keep her job, and I don't care anymore, and I don't feel bad for her. Cause girl, you're stupid. You're a grown, like what, 50-year-old woman?
Mhm.
Yeah,
No,
just about.
no, get it together.
That's what I was saying. Like I don't want to bring up because like I don't want to make this a talking point, but just like her stuff with her and her ex husband Bob, where
Right.
she opened up the history between them, and when she talked about it, she was still giving him a second chance, and he still was like showing that he did not care about what he did to her. But
Yeah,
it wasn't until like the lady seen it and brought attention to it when she finally felt like, all right, it was done. And because Kenya had basically brought it to light, that it became an eye opener. But I don't like it's like that's why I asked if she had a pattern, because it's stuff like that that is like so, like off putting. But then just like how Bad Guy said, she could just be using this for a storyline. So
it's because even the Bob thing to me kind of was a story. Because it's like you just got fired and you come back, like, and it was each time. So for me, it's kind of like, it's no way Bob was beating your ass and you broke up with him, and now it's like you got amnesia. Like, oh, he wasn't just beating my ass like years before. Like, no, Sheree, you're 50. Like, get it together, move on. If you can't find a man at this point, be by yourself, because being by yourself is better than dealing with mediocre men. Like I don't get it. Like I have sympathy for a 20-something-year-old, maybe a 30-something-year-old, but in your 50s, oh girl, no, I don't have no like remorse. I don't care if that's what you want. You like it, I love it, cause that's ridiculous.
I
But
just feel sorry for Sheree. I was hoping for the best, with her and what's his name, Tyrone. But
mhm.
You better
it
call
just, yeah, and then the
Tyrone.
fact that she is the person, like she is who she is, like she's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you really just stood her up, like you really just treated her like she was a side chick, like
And that's why
on
I
national
really
television.
believe the article that said that it was something that was just set up to do because they needed a scene for her, and she probably
Uh-huh.
gonna get fired again.
Yeah, because I was about to say I was looking for that. I, I don't I didn't think to check our messages, but I was looking for it, and he basically was like that. He was mad that he did that. I mean that they had did that. Like they tried to make it seem like
Mm-hmm. Like he
he
stood
did
her
that.
up.
Yeah, and the scene was like nearly being like you said, and nearly got him locked up. That's why I was like confused on just like how last time we was talking about it, it was like we felt bad for her. We was like because like we didn't think that Bravo would like let him get locked up on camera.
Hmm.
But it's kind of like, maybe Bravo is like maybe they really don't, maybe they didn't care.
So that's the thing, Bravo. They knew Bravo really set that scene up just because it was like, okay, well, we still need something with Tyrone. Like, even if and I heard that they're not speaking because of that whole ordeal that
Yeah, but
he
you know what's really
hasn't
funny?
spoken to her because of it.
Right.
He's supposedly supposed to be filming a show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So do you think that she really sat out there for 2 hours, or you think she was just lying?
I think it's a lies production. I'm not jacking it at this point. Sheree gonna get fired again, child. Watch. She better turn up with the hoe on Candy and them because if she don't, she gonna get fired.
Child, we'll speak on that soon, cause
Child, don't nobody be trying to hear Sheree with her old grandmama ass turn up.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean she
sorry.
she
I'm
got
loses the
cursing.
battle every time, but it's good to see her try.
Hmm.
she got to keep her job. She got to do something because the Tyrone stuff not adding up. If Tyrone stopped talking to her because of that whole scene, then we're really not gonna hear from Tyrone or anything about him. If I'm guessing in future episodes, like, and we're definitely not gonna see him in person. So it's a
Right.
situation where like she needs something else to keep her job because
Hmm.
that was her whole thing. Her whole thing was Tyrone, and there's no more Tyrone. Like, so what are you
Hmm.
gonna do? Like I seen even with the preview, she had Apollo on there, and I'm like, why you got Apollo on here asking Apollo about niggas that just got out of prison? Like,
Hmm.
Sheree, you're 50.
Hmm.
But girl, let's
Hmm.
not also forget that she tried to get y'all good sis oatmeal cream pie face to come to her fashion show.
Uh,
Hmm.
she should have been on there trying to get with Apollo. That's what I would have did.
Mm.
Shit.
No. Oh my God, Toby.
I
That's what
would
I
have
would have
did it. Look,
did.
I'm trying to keep my job. Hey, Apollo. Apollo had that shit turned back in the day.
Hmm. He really did him in Kenya.
Yes, I was living for it. I'm like I loved it. I'm like I hate Kenya, but this is good TV right now.
It really was good TV. I hated her too.
I'm screaming. Who didn't hate
Now,
her?
where was Marlo then to call her out her name?
Too too busy. Let me, never
Yeah.
mind. Let me
Don't
save it.
come now when she done
He was
cleaned
in and
herself up
out.
out of these streets
Let
after
me
she
save
done
it.
washed her panties clean.
Let me go ahead and
I
save
mean,
it.
I
Save it.
feel Marlo though. Like we're not there yet, so I'm gonna wait till we get there because
Yeah.
I definitely feel Marlo. I'm not mad at Marlo. I'm really not.
Oh,
I
you
was
are
at first.
Marlo?
Huh?
I said you are standing Marlo.
I'm standing Marlo, even though it came out of nowhere. I'm standing it, as she should.
Oh, girl, then this is gonna be an interesting live. Oh, this is gonna be real interesting. So let's play the next clip, which is the ladies at Sanya's cooking event, and y'all gonna disagree with my banner, but I don't care because I feel like the old Marlo is coming right back up, and I don't need nobody's 45 going on 50-year-old auntie trying to make something that happened in season 2 happen again during season 14.
Did you tell her what happened?
Candy wasn't here.
Okay, so I'm saying with Tyrone. It's okay if I share it?
No, I told her. Was I not supposed to?
Well, I probably should have told her, but if you told Candy and Candy knew this information, Candy did not call me to.
Because I was going to wait for you to say what you wanted to say about it. I don't want to just call you like, hey, girl.
But that's what Drew did, and I didn't even, Drew and I have been going back and forth.
First, Candy didn't call me about Drew and Anthony. Now she didn't call me about Tyrone. That's 2 strikes. What kind of friendship do we have?
I don't know that you don't necessarily cry that often.
I don't.
And they said that you were crying. And I was like, ugh.
That's what broke my heart the most, to see you cry when you were sitting there at the table.
Yeah.
Before I was like,
I just
mad.
knew you was gonna be there, Kenya.
Girl, what did you want me to do?
Kenya and I talked.
Support me. Be there
Of
for
course
me.
I supported you. What am I?
But not just on the phone. Why did you have a full glam on?
Because I
though?
was preparing to go. I called the doctor. They were like, you cannot go. You need a test. And I got a test. And once it was cleared,
let me see.
I with you. Don't question
me. You too. So I'm telling you.
So don't make me feel bad because I'm sick and I don't want you to get sick.
I felt bad.
You went to the doctor in full glam?
I already told you why I had glam. I had glam because I was planning to go. If you were listening, you would understand that. Hey. Okay, I'll be quiet, Mama Joyce.
Argue about some junk like this.
Exactly.
Now, she said she's sorry. What happened?
Mama, please stop flinging that knife. Did you ever hear back from him? So what
I did take your advice. I did block him last night.
Oh, good.
But I'm not saying it's going to stay blocked forever.
No, you got to block him forever.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
After everything, all my time.
Forever. Spending that amount of time, for one thing, I wouldn't have spent a month. I'm sorry. That is not me.
But your daughter did.
I know.
Exactly. Candy, baby daddy was in jail. Candy, if you've already been through this,
She just told me that. She just told me that the day before
But I was
yesterday.
dealing with Tyrone, though. I needed support.
And ain't none of them ever there.
For Drew, of all people, to be there for me, that meant a lot.
Shout out to Mama Joyce for checking them old behind girls acting like that.
Girl, thank you. Finally.
Cause what is y'all arguing about right now? I know y'all don't got no storyline this season, but dang.
I personally feel like that Sheree needs to let this whole. I'm getting tired of them using this friend word. It's not even just Sheree, it's all of these girls. I am tired of them steady using these this friend word out. Because you guys aren't friends. Leading up to Sheree coming back, I have not seen Sheree and Candy hanging out. I have not seen them anywhere together. I have not seen them posting each other. I have not seen a clip of them on this IG story. None of the sorts. I have not seen them anywhere together before since her departure on season 10 leading up to her coming back now. I have not seen her doing that. So the simple fact that she keeps trying to throw out these insinuations of a friend is getting highly annoying. At the end of the day, girl, you're pushing 50. Like, you're almost old enough to get a senior citizen discount.
Right.
What advice do you need on a man? Regardless if he's rich, famous, poor, in jail, getting out of jail, scammer. What advice do you need on a man at somebody who's damn near being 62? Like, I personally don't get it. Like, it just doesn't make no sense. And then I also feel like when it comes to Marla, I was talking about this after that next clip get posted. I feel like she's overly doing the stuff now too. Because Kenya said she wasn't going to be able to make it. All right, Kenya said she wasn't going to be able to make it. The simple fact that y'all are sitting here trying to make a big ordeal about somebody not being able to make it to an event that was just for y'all three anyway, it wasn't a group event in itself, is corny. And then the fact that Sheree went there and Sheree was doing the most when all she could have did was call her was even cornier. Like, Sheree always chooses a loser team. That's why they always pass her up, bag her up, put her in the freezer, and then save her and thaw her ass out and bring her back on the next season. She chooses the losing team bad all the time.
Oh, you talking about Sheree?
Yes. Like, that whole ordeal of them saying that, like, well, why didn't you come? And you were sitting in there in full glam, and you didn't come. She didn't come, but let's be honest, she sent Drew out to get the stuff. She still paid for the things that she did. It wasn't like she just left her high and dry.
Right.
Like, she still made sure that you were okay and that she promised to give you the stuff that she was supposed to give you. And then over top of that, Sheree's doing all of that. Like, Kenya didn't, whether like not to fly her back home after her man stood her up and she was sitting outside of a coffee shop allegedly for 2 hours waiting for him to show up.
I think that's another situation where I feel like Sheree is just grasping right now to get a storyline. Like, anything she does that doesn't make sense, it's like, girl, you reaching right now. Because why are you coming at Kenya when you was just on the phone crying to her about Tyrone? So it's like,
yes,
come on now, Sheree. It's not genuine.
The simple fact that she even decided that she wanted to do a singles night out for you to get you in high spirits should have been good enough. Like, that should have been good enough. You sat back, you sat on Marlo's bar stool in that house that was made off of sucking off 80-year-olds.
Like I said, I feel like Marlo and Sheree, they don't, and I keep saying it, but it's true. They don't have nothing happening in their lives interesting, like, other than starting shit with other people.
But, like, I want to say that's, like, it's an excuse without, like, it's not an excuse within an excuse. Like, y'all know what y'all signed up for.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, like, we understand that, you know, the show needs drama. So it's good to have it, but at least let the drama be organic, people.
And that's what I'm saying. Right now, they're grasping at straws for a storyline, and it's the both of them, and it's giving desperate. It's not giving, like, Marlo back in the day. You remember we was talking about Marlo used to be like the bone carrier. Marlo was like telling everybody, calling people out, all this stuff. Marlo right now, like, the whole comments and stuff, like, it's like, where is this coming from? Like, everybody is chilling, so why you starting stuff with Candy and you and Candy ain't had no beef? Like, why you start, you know what I'm saying?
Because she got that peach. She finally got that peach and she don't know how to act.
And she got a peach.
Girl, that peach is rotting.
Child.
Even the pit inside that peach is rotting.
she need to be able to keep that peach because I don't know. She gotta get. I don't know. She gonna have to do something. That's why she dick riding Candy because, Candy is gonna keep her peach. She's gonna help her keep that peach.
We're going.
It's good to have her and Candy.
Like we're gonna dive into this more because after the next clip, we'll we'll fully discuss this, and then I'll let y'all know also the stuff that's been going off camera. More so you, so special.
Okay.
Because my good sis Ed Gal and I be on top of things like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But like this whole grasping, trying to find a moment is tiring. And then the way that they're grasping for it, and then the way that they're going about it is just so negative and so low and so dirty. It's just like, here we are.
Yes.
People were also season 9 was dark because of Queen Pie Face and Portia. Oh, season 10 was so dark because of all of this stuff. Oh, when y'all favorite girl Miss Beak, when she was on the show on the later seasons, it was so dark because of their stuff. Like people want to talk about, Potomac reached the dark season because of the whole Monique and Candace situation. It's like the stuff is not. The stuff doesn't get dark until you have people like Marlo. You have people like Marlo who just come, and don't get me wrong, like prior to earlier seasons, like Marlo was fine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But here we are now. Oh, Candy's not a good friend. How is Candy not a good friend?
Who said that, Marlo?
Like
Sheree was trying to say that about Candy.
Like you went through, so you should have said something to her. Like, girl, stop. First of all, stop force feeding stuff to Sheree, so Sheree can have a lasting storyline. Because the Tyrone storyline is basically just getting played out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get on something new here. Like, girl, we seen you in auntie mode one time.
That's because Candy, I feel like Candy is kind of like Nene now. And I'm not talking like as far as like shade and giving. It's more like who's the top bitch on the Housewives totem pole for Atlanta right now. And it's Candy, getting paid the most. And I feel like people like Marlo, whose peaches ain't really that secure where she can go. They need Candy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy and it's better for them to pick at Candy and because people start beef with Nene back in the day, and I think that's really what's going on now. It's like they need somebody to beef with, and Candy's the top bitch there, so you're gonna beef with her.
Right.
Because Marlo want that spot. I feel like Marlo, she want to be the top bitch for real.
She really does, and it doesn't work like that.
Right.
You're not just going to step in and try to be best dressed and think you're going to get the biggest peach or whatever. I don't know what she thinks she's winning out of it, but let me tell you, everybody else that's been on there for over a decade deserves it way more than Marlo. And I love me some Marlo, but Marlo is really giving me like she's a new person this season. Like
it's not she's a new person.
I don't think she's a new person. I don't.
Marlo came
I don't
on.
either. But that's how she portraying herself. Like I feel like she's trying to be Nene.
No, this is what happened. Marlo came on season 10. Now, don't get me wrong. As much as I dislike her, she played this off very smart.
Mm-hmm.
She came on season 10, and when Marlo came on season 10, after her being on prior to, because when she was on prior to, she was messy. When she came on season 10, Marlo was like, oh, well, Marlo was trying to usher in that new era of sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
So now she was trying to do that. So now she was getting into, oh, well, to y'all good sis, Miss Birdbeak, speak how you feel. Like, tell them what you tell me. Oh, like, she wanted to be good with Cynthia. She wanted to be good with Candy. Like, she wanted to be good with Portia. Like, she was on the whole sisterhood aspect. And as soon as last season came, when there was no more Mrs. Beak. She started willing her way in. Marla was one of those friends of the shows where, like, she almost was a housewife. Like, we were seeing her all the time.
Yeah.
And then the moment that she got her chance to flip her switch and revert back to that Marla that was season 2, that Marla that was chasing y'all good sis around at this at Cynthia's event.
Right.
That Marlo came in and ushered in her way. Used Portia, used her friendship with Portia as a way to pick herself up to get on this show. So she got buddy with Kenya. She tried to cause a wedge between Portia and Candy, which didn't work. And then they left, and she solidified the peach.
Mm-hmm. Remember how she turned on Nene for Kenya? Weird.
And the whole entire time she's sitting there doing that, and that's why I was like, Sheree should have just had a conversation with Kenya, because Kenya didn't say it on the thing. She just said that she had to take a PCR test, but she went on Twitter and she said that truth is I had COVID symptoms and was told while getting blamed by our doctor I could not go until I had a PCR test.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, girl,
I figured that was like that was the reason she. Yeah. She should have just said that too in the show. Like, I was getting tested for COVID.
I feel like sometimes it's like, well, I gotta sit up here and explain myself to these grown ass women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a grown woman. Like, me saying I won't be able to make it should suffice. Like, I'm not right.
And at the end of the day, it was an event for you single girls. Y'all were just want to sit back and have a for colored girls moment.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing serious.
You had a for colored girls moment without Kenya even being there. So I don't understand what's the big ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the girl had to take a PCR test. Like, I don't know. What are we getting at here? Let's go ahead and play this last clip real quick so we can really.
You don't feel that Sonya's like up their ass?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Sonya is
definitely,
like, bitch, Candy is that bitch. Candy got the followers. Sonya just give me like, bitch, I'm trying to promote Mommy Nation. I ain't been on the track in 50 years. I got 20 goddamn people living in this goddamn house.
People living in the house.
She's coming here picking fights with everybody. That's the nasty Marlo that I know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, how long did it take for her to show up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Candy is the money mom.
Yeah.
She got a whole team and a daddy daycare. She's a money mommy nation.
Oh, you're crazy.
They probably over there plotting. Then they want to claim they want to be such best friends. Like, get the out of here. Excuse me.
You don't even have it in your heart, Candy, how to help other people.
She's for herself.
For herself. First of all, Candy was a damn hoe. She everybody for free.
Yeah.
That bitch was a hoe and that pussy wasn't good, and that's why you right here always got the date underneath your tax bracket, okay?
Preach.
And Kenya, I was Miss USA, and I have Kenya more. Bitch, you was a goddamn video hoe. I don't want to know I was a video hoe. Bitch, you went through every rapper in America, didn't get a ring.
Facts.
I mean, it's really sad because Candy, Sheree, and I have been friends longer than all these girls. For Candy to even know what she's going through and not to uplift her, that's really surprising. I know Sheree was really hurt about it. At the end of the day, people can only be who they are. Like, bitch, bye. But girl, come on here with these fake bitches. I'm being quiet. I'm gonna kill them with kindness.
Yeah, let's do it.
I wish
It's giving haters.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's what it seemed like to me. And like you say, okay, we're such good friends. and we known each other for such a long time. Why are you airing my, like, even if I was a hoe, why are you airing my dirty laundry out on TV, given that I'm somebody's wife right now? That's disrespectful. As a friend, that's not something that you do. But there you go over something as simple as her not being there or calling you or something like that. Like, come on now.
Right.
First off, y'all are grown women. At this point in time, like y'all done dated enough people, y'all done did enough stuff in your lifetime to understand and see when red flags are there. I don't care how much people can say, oh well, when you know you like somebody, you dislike somebody. Child, that's not an excuse at this point.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse at this point. So the simple fact it's sort of like she went through something similar, so she should have been there. Is that's not like where we getting at here?
Yeah.
Like you're grasping for an issue now. Like that's what you just like how you said it's giving jealous. That's what it is. It's giving jealous a hater and untalented because that's what they are. Untalented folk.
The only reason why I could justify Marlo is, I mean, the girls have been calling Marlo a hoe since Marlo showed up on TV. Questioning where she get her money from, saying that she effing all types of 80-something-year-olds. They've been saying this in the past seasons, that every single one of them is guilty of saying that, even Sheree herself. So I see why Marlo want to get her lick back. Like, yeah, girl, like, you was a hoe too. Like, don't be up here acting like I'm the only one that's been effing for money. And like, nah, like, let's talk about it. But it's just how it came out. Like, it came out of nowhere. It came out unprovoked.
It came out, yes, and it came out like she sounded like she was drunk, to be honest with you.
Girl,
I feel like she was drunk.
She was
and why she worried about everybody else being hoes, she need to be worried about her being a geriatric hoe. Like, bitch, you probably got shingles at this point. Girl, bye. Like, and I'm sorry, because I love Marlo, but Marlo is really, like, rubbing me the wrong way. You can't call somebody a hoe when you a hoe yourself. Like, shut up.
Right.
But at this point, like, yeah, that is true. But let's be honest. When they was asking Marlo what she did, Marlo never had an answer.
She still don't got an answer. I was watching her afterward on Watch What Happened Lives, and she was like, "Oh well, I styled." I'm like, "Girl, you name one or two people. You ain't making that type of money off."
You styled Tammy Roman.
Wait, but
and
let's not forget.
Tiny's daughter.
Let's not, since we're talking about Marlo and Sheree, because both of them had something to say. Who paid for your house, Sheree? Who paid for Chateau Sheree? What was Sheree doing? Because she by Sheree wasn't out. Hell,
She tried
all
to
we
say
seen was
something
pictures.
to grandma.
All we seen was drawings for the
But
fashion show. Like, how did she? What happened? How did she pay for her house?
That's probably why no man don't want her, because she burnt out, and they know.
Who knows?
In those circles, they knowing.
But just like that, like, just like, well, just to piggyback real quick, and then I'll jump off. But just like how Selena was, like that, they would steady talk. I mean, that the girls were throwing out that Marlo was a hoe for years. Let's not forget Marlo called, alluded to Candy being a big mama, basically trying to say that Candy was a sugar mama. What else was she doing? She slut shamed the heck out of Portia last season.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Marlo has always had, me personally, I always felt like Marlo's character was just real atrocious as a person. I always felt like Marlo was a real chaotic, atrocious person. But I liked her character for TV. But in real life, I would never befriend a person like that. You know what I'm saying? But never, like, Marlo always goes low. Like, she always goes extremely low. Like, she take it to the gutter every time.
She's good for TV. Do not get me wrong. She's fine for TV, but it's a difference between having bone carrier Marlo and just right down nasty Marlo. Like her doing the stuff that Sheree should have been doing, like how when on season 9 with the whole Candy being a lesbian fiasco happened. Sure, I mean, Marlo was the girl who brought that to the attention. She brought that to the forefront. Sheree knew the information, but Sheree was just sitting back there. Like, she brings stuff to the forefront, what was good, but for her to just be like, to like unprovokingly be attacking people, and not only on the show, but off camera too, because this is the second time she said something like this, is highly annoying. And it's like, girl, you about to lose your peach just as fast as you got it.
Not as fast as she got it.
Like,
She ain't get it fast.
She really didn't. It took her a good minute.
Over 10 years to be exact.
But truthfully and honestly, because just like I was saying, because we can talk into it now that that part is over with. Right before, just like how she said Kandi was a hoe and she was talking about Kenya, she went on Carlos King's podcast and basically had said the same thing about Kandi that she had said on here twice. She said Kandi was a hoe and that Kandi don't do nothing for the community.
Yeah.
Kandi said this multiple times, and I'm glad that she had brought this up earlier on. And finally, Marlo admitted it. Kandi said Marlo dated her cousin, so Marlo Ben knew her. When Marlo was getting rejected for being a housewife, Kandi pitched a show to another network where Marlo was basically going to have her own show. They greenlighted the show, and Marlo declined it because she wanted to be a friend of the show to the housewives.
So yeah, it's really given. I'm trying to take down the top bitch and become the top bitch.
Like,
what it's given.
First of all, let's just say it. Kandi does charitable work for you hoes. That's charitable work because she didn't have to back her the way that she did. That's first and foremost. And being that we want to be sitting back and Marlo want to be spewing out hate and Sheree want to be talking about people and Sheree want to be sitting there agreeing and Kandi's a hoe and she don't do nothing for the community. Let's just go ahead and get this out the way because we can just start this off and either add Drew into this. Kenya, Miss USA, been in the game. All right, she did a few music videos, but that's still besides the point. She's self-sufficient.
Wait, can you go back to the last picture? Was that Tammy by Kenya?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Tammy look good. All right, go ahead.
Kandi, not only is she Grammy nominated, but Grammy Award winning. She's written on multiple people things. She had a lot of accolades, multiple shows. Charitable queen. Self-sufficient. They talking about saying you need people for followers. All right, saying you don't got the followers that they got. 4-time gold and 1-time bronze Olympic winning medalist. Self-sufficient. I don't have nothing but on. I don't have any pictures of Drew because, quite frankly, in the '90s, they not really too good at Drew. But if y'all haven't seen, Drew's sister was just on live not too long ago, and she was talking about how Drew's been consistent for a few years. Drew had sold.
And doing what?
Drew had sold a gold. Drew had sold however many copies. Basically, she had got a gold record for something as an unsigned artist who was put on because who basically did a song because she got casted for the Step Up movie. Self-sufficient. And here we have Marlo.
You look good, girl. You look good.
Somebody's 40 to 50 something year old Auntie.
What was she getting locked up for? Like,
Girl, don't ask me.
child, those photos don't look like she was a what is she, a stylist? Someone giving our stylist to me.
Not a felon anymore, but used to be a felon. Sucking off 80-year-olds and whomever to build up a business that nobody still knows about outside of our archive. And the two people she styled. Not sufficient. Sheree, you got your money from divorcing your husband. You had a store that closed, and only thing that you did was sell Who Gonna Check Me Boo t-shirts and hopped on Real Housewives of Atlanta and got kicked off every few times. Not sufficient. What are we doing here? Like, what are we talking about? How are y'all, like, y'all can't sit back and talk about these girls who've been putting in the work. Like, these girls have been putting in the work for years. Marlo has befriended and has gotten into it with every single friend that she has ever made on this show. Starting off with y'all good sis Nene. She got on it with Candy in season 2. Made her way to Nene. Went for Nene. Made her way to Kenya. Beat with Cynthia. Took some time off. And was messing with the new girls, Eva and Shamari. Made her way to and then double back and is back on Kenya and Candy, all while mentioning she also got into it with Sheree. Like,
I can't hear you.
Three.
I can't hear you.
Live. We're talking about TV.
Right. Just go ahead, first.
She got into it with how many people?
Everybody damn.
You've literally got into it with everybody, girl. Who are you?
Right.
What have you done? And then, just like Candy said, I'm not really care for that one. She said, keep watching this season because the lady with the heavy tongue keeps my name in her mouth.
That had me crying. I'm like, heavy tongue. Oh my gosh.
And here go Marlo.
Child, you ain't keeping nobody's storyline juicy.
Candy.
Oh my God, I just got what she meant by heavy tongue. Yes, because I be thinking she drunk. Is it a lisp or her tongue really heavy? Like,
her tongue heavy as hell.
Oh my God, that is funny. Very good read, Candy.
Very good, right?
Mm-hmm. You got help on that one.
Candy. Marlo. I really get tired of people steady saying that Candy don't do nothing, or she's just being like, just like how Marlo was saying, like, she's like, oh, Candy will never be a Nene. She's
I mean, she won't.
Not her name in America.
She definitely won't because she surpassed her.
She did not surpass Nene. Now don't do that.
Let's be very clear.
She didn't surpass Nene.
Let's be very clear. If it was not for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, none of these girls, outside of the people who are self-sufficient, would be known. We would not have known of Nene. We would not have known of Sheree. And we would not have known of Marlo.
Okay, but I'm talking about surpass. If you're talking surpass in like Real Housewife history, or you're talking about like career wise, okay, Candy. But as far as Real Housewives go, and who made and who kept the viewers coming back, it was Nene. It was never Candy. Candy's
Yes,
never
I
really.
agree.
Me personally, I don't think Candy has brought as much to the show as Nene has, and I don't. Candy's best years were the years when she was feuding with Phaedra. For real, for real. And that season, I think it probably was the same season when she was like, "I'll drag y'all over Todd." Like it, she wasn't. She hasn't really been given. She has just been there, and she's given us more facial expressions than she has given us reads or any type of drama. Let's be clear about that. Success wise, yeah, she got it better than Nene, but she ain't up there with Nene.
Personality wise, I agree. Like Nene,
Yeah,
yeah, Nene keeps.
Nene
Well, she
definitely
kept
cleared.
everyone
Like
coming back.
she definitely kept us
She
coming
was
right
good.
back.
She was good at what she does, and I'm gonna always stand on saying that Candy has surpassed her because it's it's as clear as day. There's a difference between being humble, and then there's a difference between letting this go to your head.
Right.
What you call it?
Right. But
Still,
that don't got nothing to do with housewives. That's
what you
just
call
off of
what you call still could have reigned supreme if she didn't let this go to her head.
she could have. But
A
she
lot of people,
still personally I still think she is supreme. Like um what housewife you see people literally saying every bring her back, bring her back, bring her back, bring her back. We want Nene. We got people not watching the show because Nene's not on the show.
and that's fine.
All I'm saying is Candy ain't there. Candy there in her career, but in her housewives career, she ain't Nene. But regardless of if Nene let the fame get to her head or not. That's all I'm saying.
People get the whole mix up of housewives. Like how you guys look at it is not how I look at it. The reads and
How you
stuff the reads and stuff like that is fine and cute and whatnot. But let's be honest, a lot of these people who started off their shows that are still on their show is because they reign supreme. As much as I dislike her, Kyle, she's one of the girls. Teresa.
You mean longevity is what you're saying? You're talking about longevity.
I'm talking about longevity for a lot of these girls, but let's be like still being very honest here. A lot of the stuff that has happened this season, as far as production and the quality that production is given, is because of Candy. While everybody was going back last year talking to Bravo, talking about about the representation of black people, Candy told like they wanted them to do like a donation or something like that. Candy told them to put black people on production, put them in a building, internships, all of that. So as little as much as Candy does not do, because all right, Katie's not the best reader. Katie don't be having the most drama. But let's be honest, Katie was definitely involved in a lot of stuff. Only really off season that Katie had was last season. And that's just facts. The only off season that she had was really last season. Was she in the forefront of beefing with a lot of the people like how everybody wants to? No, but Katie definitely had her rounds with a lot of these folks. Her only off season was last season. And that was because she was on a clean slate with everyone.
No, she's a snooze fest.
She was on a clean slate with everybody. Prior to this, when she stepped on the scene, maybe like a few times, but majority of the time that she was on there, she definitely was given. She had what? The stuff with Nene, the stuff with Phaedra, she had the stuff with Cynthia. What else? The stuff with Portia. Like, it just wasn't that. Like, It just wasn't that. She just happened during those last 2 seasons because of the producer who brought the stuff up to like got put in the hot seat, and she had no choice but to give people what they wanted, which was a glimpse of what she gave. I want to say like during season 7 or season 8. But all that like trying to pick somebody out as the bad guy or somebody who doesn't do nothing special. Especially her saying that Candy needs to focus on helping the community because she don't help out. Because girl, who the fuck are you lying to? Who are we lying to here? Let's be honest. As far as charity, who don't do what for charity? Because she does the most over anybody for charity. I ain't see Marlo give up nothing as a Fendi purse to charity.
I don't think Marlo got it like how she thinks she says she does. I don't know.
No, she don't. And she really needs to stop letting the fact that she got this peach get to her head. And she do stuff like this, and then just like how Candy said she never knew, she didn't see that her on Carlos's podcast. She was like, so when she was doing that stuff on his podcast, she texted them that same time. It was like, oh, she's having this event. She would really hope that they would come out and support her. And she said out of all the ladies, she said only her and one other person said they was going. Like, what are we getting at here? She's talking about Kenya want to be Nene so bad. No, girl, obviously you do.
Yeah, she does.
And you're flopping really bad.
Nene was kind of a hater. Never mind.
Marlo Holiday in.
Marlo Holiday in.
Not Marlo hip. I'm crying.
She's gonna be one new girl. She's gonna be eating her words up again.
So did we go over everything?
Yeah, we're gonna get this from Marlo for the rest of the season. And then next season, Marlo will be right back on this thing. Talk about how she just want to have sisterhood, and she want to make up with them, and she want to have a sit down, and she really feel like this, and this. It's nothing that we didn't see before. But I'm gonna need for Marlo quality in Hampton to find something better with her like to do. All right, I'm finished now.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I mean, unless y'all got anything that y'all want to add on.
I think we covered everything, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave this on as I sign this off.
No.
But thank you guys for tuning in to another review from the TSL show. We'll be back on Sunday with another review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, for not the Robbers of there. We'll be back on another with another review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then so special. I have to talk to you when we get off about the following week because I'll explain it when we get off.
All right.
But as always, we do know that mental health month is over with, but mental health is key. Always make sure that you take care of yourself and not do anything that you feel like you shouldn't have to do. Happy Pride Month for all the LGBTQIA plus members out there. And you guys got anything else you guys want to add on before we sign off?
No. Happy Pride.
Will, want to end off with your slogan so special?
Keep it shady. Good night, guys.